Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to SparkDrive. Today, we're going to be talking about Tesla's lineup of colors that they have available for their cars and the pros and cons for each color. If you're looking to purchase a Tesla, this video is for you, especially if you're, in between two colors, three colors, and want to know the pros and the cons of each. Let's get into it. Also, this video is sponsored by Vicseed, but more on them later. As most of you probably know, Tesla offers 5 colors to their consumers of their vehicles. Now, as of about a month or two ago, the red used to be the same on all their vehicles here in the US, but it has changed on the Model S and the Model X to a cherry-like red, kind of like what Mazda offers, while the red for the Model Y and the Model 3 has stayed the same. Now, before we jump in further, the colors for the car have a much longer name for each. For example, the white is a pearl white multi-coat, or the silver is a midnight silver metallic. But to keep things simple, I'm just going to refer to the colors for what they are: white, silver, blue, black, and red. Also, for anyone watching in Europe, your silver may look different than ours. Quicksilver just came out a month or two ago to European consumers, and honestly, that one looks pretty nice, and hopefully Tesla releases that to the consumers here in the US. Also, Canadian consumers have the same color choices as us here in the US. Now, Tesla doesn't have the greatest color options. They're okay, but if you look at the other legacy automakers such as Porsche, Audi, and BMW, those guys offer much better color options than Tesla does. Now, I won't get into this till the end of the video, but I have an alternative for people that don't want any of the 5 colors that Tesla offers, and if you wanted to get something else, I have something for you, so stay tuned for that. But let's get right into the white. Normally, if manufacturers offer a pearl white, especially a multi-coat, they charge extra for it, but this is Tesla's included color. Now, a long time ago, Tesla would include the black for free, which made more sense in terms of manufacturing and just the cost of the paint. But they offer white for free nowadays, so I guess that's good for most people, as most people do like paying extra for that white, and it's free. And since it's free, most people just go for that, and that's why you see a ton of white Teslas on the road. Now, if you're in a warm climate, Florida, Texas, whatever it may be, hot climate, white may be the one to go for, as it doesn't trap as much heat, compared to something like black, which we'll get into. So white is definitely a go-to for warmer climates. Now, with there being so many white Teslas on the road, a lot of people do not want to get white just for that reason. But the downside of this, if you want anything other than white, you gotta pay. In terms of how dirty the white will get, it actually hides dirt the best out of the entire lineup. If we're going to the next cheapest color option, next to free, is at $1,000. It's the silver, which is what I have, and I personally think looks the best. And this color looks great in the sun, in the dark, but as I said, in hot climates, it's gonna get toasty in that cabin. So sometimes if I have it parked outside, the other day, it was about 80 degrees outside. The inside cabin temperature, as reported by the Tesla app, was a solid 125 degrees Fahrenheit. So remember, hot climate, might not want to go for the silver unless you really like it. But thankfully, to help with that hot temperature, you have the Tesla app, so you can hop on there, turn on climate control before you're gonna leave, and if your car is parked outside, it'll be nice and cool when you get there. And they also added back the feature where you could actually vent your windows open. So if you do both those things, all the hot air will escape pretty quickly. And I noticed that in about 10 or so minutes, the cabin's pretty cool. So silver is always a go-to option and my preferred choice. Silver is actually the only other color next to white that's easy to keep clean. Also at $1,000, we have the nice and shiny blue. I really do not like this blue. I've seen a lot of blues from other manufacturers and they look top notch, but for some reason, to me, this blue only looks good when it's nice and bright outside. If it's in a shaded area or in the dark, for some reason, it just doesn't look that good to me. But again, that's personal opinion. If you really like the color blue, definitely go for it. But it's the, technically the second cheapest color option because it's the same price as the silver. So the blue at $1,000. Let's quickly talk about this week's video sponsor, Vixseed. They actually have this console organizer tray for the Teslas, and they sent me one. This tray actually fits perfectly in the console of your Tesla, and I've driven around with it installed for about a week, and I have not noticed any rattles. So I know that's a big concern for many folks out there, that they don't want to add noise to their car that probably has a few rattles here and there. So definitely go check out Vixseed. I'll leave them linked in the description. And the nice thing about this that I have to add is it has rubber inserts inside the tray that makes it easy to clean. Now back to the video. Next up, we got the black at a nice $1,500, which I think is a little too much just for a solid black. Now, the Teslas do look great in black, but I don't know if I would pay $1,500 just to get it in black. But hey, if you enjoy the black, do it. But remember, if you're in that hot climate, really hot in the silver in the cabin, and the black is going to be just like that. Also, you can see how dirty the black gets quite quickly compared to the other colors. So keep that in mind. Last on the lineup, we have red. And red is at $2,000, which is absurd. $2,000 for a red paint is crazy. But I gotta admit, I've seen it in person, and it looks stunning. Out of all their colors, red definitely looks the best, especially because it's a multi-coat. And yeah, if I wanted to shell out an extra grand, I would definitely go for the red. All right, now let's just say you do not want any of these colors. They are garbage to you, and if these are the only choices, why get the car? Then, very simply, I could tell you, get the white and go wrap it. You have infinite possibilities when you wrap your car. You could get a sky blue, you could go for a orange, you could go for a yellow. You might look like a taxi, but whatever color you desire, you can very easily get with a wrap. And I know wraps are costly and they are a few grand, but they do also protect your paint below the wrap. And so if you get your car wrapped right when you get it, 3-4 years down the line, you're like, hey, I did like the white, let me go for that. You take off the wrap, then you have a nice, pristine, and clean white. No rock chips, no scratches, nothing, because the wrap protected it. Well, that's all I had about these 5 colors available from Tesla. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, do leave a like for the YouTube algorithm and consider subscribing. If you're still in between 2 colors, leave a comment below. Maybe we could have a discussion back and forth, and I could help you out. Peace out.